And we're live. Hi everyone. The logo was supposed to play. It didn't. Tell you what, we'll do a quick redo. We'll make the logo play, and then we'll do this properly. Hi everyone, and welcome to the second part of our 12-hour stream with the wonderful DM Avery. Before we go around and say hello to everyone, please take a moment to check out these messages, including our social links, where you can check out our Discord, Twitter, and YouTube. Come and be a part of the community, get involved, send me a DM on Twitter and I'll get a game. And YouTube, you can go and catch up on all of the wonderful things that all of these people have been in, either currently or sometime in the past, as we see a returning face down here. We'll get to you shortly. Twitter of Vecna, Justin, thank you so much for subscribing with Twitch Prime. 13 months now. That's over a year. How does it feel? If your Amazon Prime is linked to Twitch Prime, you may have a free sub sitting on the little button up over there by Avery and Mal somewhere. Click it and find out if you can subscribe. You can spend it here or on any of your other favorite channels and give them free money. Sounds good, right? Free's free. What are we doing? Oh yeah, sponsors. Please check out, speaking of Twitter of Vecna and Justin, please check out Mage Hand Press, who create third-party content for 5e, including the Dark Matter system, which you can not only see every Thursday at 1 PM, but also in the stream following this one, where Justin will be in to DM himself. So please look out for that. Also check out the Deck of Many. You've heard of the Deck of Many things. I implore you to go and check out the Deck of Many animated things and the Deck of Many animated spell cards. These are cards which actually cast as you cast. So when you cast Witch Bolt actually casts. It's good fun. Is that all the things? I haven't mentioned the tweet. Go and retweet the tweet. Let everyone know where you are and what you're watching. Hey, let's go round. Avery, how you doing?
Hi. I have already told myself that I'm not going to be DMing any games that is before like 7 AM my time, because I'm like, what am I doing? Where am I? What's happening? But for you, I'll make an exception. Yes, hello, my name is Avery. I will be your wonderful GM today. We're going to be playing D&D 5e. And essentially what happened was Scrat was like, hey, can you get me like a synopsis, something within a week? And I'm like, sure, this is stupid. Here you go. This is the title. Honey, I Shrunk the Party. Alrighty, the plot it's what it says on the tin. Have fun with that. And then like a week after, I'm like, oh god, I actually have to write it now.
Yeah. I believe your exact quote was, I'll write a serious one-shot when I'm dead.
Yeah, I'll write a serious one-shot when I'm dead.
Yeah.
Or write a serious game in general. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I hope it's a good time either way.
Good. Okay. Let's go round next to Mal.
Oh, hi, I'm Mal. You can find me on Twitter at MalHideo. I'm on this channel a lot, and it's always a good time. I'm super glad to be back playing with Avery and Scrat and Kiana. Do we want to do character introductions now?
I'll give you a chance to, but if you want to do a quick little one, I'm not going to stop you.
Okay, I'll just say I'm playing Penelope, and she's a tiefling barbarian. It'll be great.
Fantastic. You've reminded me to update my own character name. As we go next to a face that we haven't seen for a little while, but welcome back, Kiana!
Hello! It's been 10 million years since I've been at the academy. I think almost a year now.
My god. Yeah, because of like exams and stuff got heavy, and then like you're not even at school now, right? Like
I'm not in school anymore. The last time you saw me on this channel, I was still in school.
I don't know.
Guys.
I feel like some weird proud uncle shit going on over here or something, you know?
You're not allowed to do that. I mom friend you way too much for you to do that.
That's true. I can be drunk Uncle Mess friend.
Yeah, I'm super excited to be back here on the channel. I'm Kiana, also known as Kiana S. I use she, they pronouns. And yeah, I will be playing Guthrie, who is a Air Genasi Storm Sorcerer. So just lightning and thunder all the fucking way here. And they use they, them pronouns.
Fantastic. Today I'm going to be playing Eric Monkhouse. Eric Monkhouse is a young lad, a tall rake of a guy, a librarian, which is a librarian paladin.
I'm gonna kill you, Scrat. I have the
I
power now,
made
what do
this
you think?
character before the stream started. I made it yesterday.
I am exceptionally proud, honestly, and even more relieved.
Team.
You have a brand, and sometimes I wonder if you should stick to it.
What do you mean? My brand is safety and inclusion, nothing else, right?
Anyway, where were Alrighty. Yeah, we might have someone else joining us if they...
Oh, yes, quick shout out to
Yeah.
Goblin Katie. They may be joining us through the stream. We'll see.
I don't know how they'll pop in randomly depending on the but I'll think of something. Alrighty, but yeah, if we're all ready.
Take us on this
Yeah.
journey. Take us.
Alrighty. Fantastic. Okay, so this particular scene starts at the doorway to a wizard's tower. Tower is a very generous term. This thing is a little more squat than the wizard's towers of legend, but either way, it is the meeting place of a call for help that has gone out in recent towns. Most people glossed over it. It was just what seemed just like an elderly man asking for help with a pest control situation. But a group of people having a keen eye and looking through the fine print actually realized that the reward for this is unreasonably high for what the job is. So thinking that it is a pretty good, easy job, they went ahead. And it's about midday, and as the sun is shining high in the sky, we see a figure start to approach the door of this particular tower. The clank of metal echoing throughout the land. As Eric, would you like to give a little description of what you look like?
Yes, sure. He's in chainmail. But the chainmail literally hangs off him. He was given the largest size because of his height at 6'1", so it covers his body, but they sort of expect people at 6'1" to have a little bit more than like 60 kilos or 100 pounds of weight to them. So he's real skinny, and like there's just folds of chainmail for days. He's got he's holding a shield, I believe. Yeah, holding a shield. And keeps a thin sword at his side. He gone for a sword that sort of resembles himself in the rapier. He does not wear vestments or anything like that. He is instead wearing his librarian's cloak loosely over the top of his chainmail. It's just a small little mantle, really, that denotes him as a librarian if you happen to be at his monastery. He's scraggly hair, wispy beard. He's like 16, so like, you know the picture we've got here. The wisps, the blonde wisps, like the 4 or 5 wisps that don't quite make up a beard. He's definitely gelled his hair up. It's probably about that long. He's gelled it up so that it's in a quiff, but it's a bit too straight. And the rest of it is just a mess. Like, he clearly doesn't have a mirror to see behind his head, because that's just a whole heckin' mess. His expression is kind of naivety, innocence.
Oh no, I love him. Yeah, as this
Oh,
Yes,
Zoom
ooh.
seems to have frozen.
Okay, I was gonna say you froze in a very sleep position of just
Yeah, you know what? We've
Okay,
been
you
having
back?
weird issues like that all week. It seems to be back. I think it was an internet drop actually, which is weird.
Well,
But hey,
you seem back now, so hopefully it was just a little hiccup.
yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully, we'll find out. But yeah, as this gangly teenager approaches these doors are like fairly grand for the building, but nothing over the top. They've got these two knockers in the shape of like owl heads, and made of this very heavy red wood. But as you approach the door, you hear noise behind you as Guthrie and Penelope, are you approaching together or?
As they
Yes.
approach, thank you very much, the Maharishi, for that £30 donation. That is free auto successes. Would you like to gift those to the players currently playing, or do something else? You let us know. Sorry, I did not mean to interrupt the introduction of
How
Guthrie and
dare
Penelope.
you.
I'm
No,
so
it's all
ready.
good. How dare you? No, it's so good. Yeah, but yeah, Penelope and Guthrie, are you approaching together?
Yes, absolutely. So I think you would see this Aaron Shanasi, and it almost always seems like there's some, you know how there's like the modeling shoots where there's always a fan going on to like that tells like that's what's going on here with Guthrie, along their hair kind of catching that wind and the shawl as well, as they kind of start to they're just walking along, and it's almost like they don't quite touch, or they're barely touching the ground as they step next to their girlfriend Penelope.
Yeah, Penelope is a very tall, red-skinned tiefling with a horn coming out the front of her head. She looks very, both in body and clothing style, reminiscent of Japanese oni. In her one hand, she's got a very, very large sword. It's almost as tall as she is. And yeah, she every once in a while, she like moves her hand as if to try and take Guthrie's, and then like the moment their hands touch, she blushes and stops and just continues to walk next to them.
Oh god.
Hi, we're all cute.
Oh god.
You're all adorable. So as the two of you approach your future third wheel, you all come to the.
I think he mistakes this, Avery. I think we're adopting
Adopting this child, yeah.
Erica's
You gave
very-
us a child and did not
Stop.
expect us to just adopt them?
I love how most tabletop players are like, maybe I don't want kids or whatnot, but wait, consider this. What if we adopted this like character immediately? But yeah, as you approach your future like son, you come to these doors, and they stand somewhat foreboding, I suppose. That you're in the midday sun, and you'll meet up with each other, having, I guess, in hand the same job flyer.
Thank you very much, Otherdoc, for the resub. 16 months. They ask for the advantage to be gifted randomly, so I'll just roll it out in the order that we introduced ourselves, with Avery first and me last. Mal.
Excellent.
That's nice because I didn't have one.
Yay! It all works out in the end. But yeah, the party meets up at the doors.
Oh, hang on a minute. These doors, I missed that. Are they to the library?
Oh, they're to the Wizard's Tower, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
hello.
Hi, I'm Guthrie. Who are you? Hold out their hand.
Monkhouse. Eric Monkhouse. Do you have library cards?
Buddy.
What's a library?
Why are you here?
We have the flyer.
Oh. Oh, I just put this on the bulletin board at the library. I thought this was just like an announcement.
I think Cupcake immediately just wants to do the oh honey, but won't because doesn't know Eric well enough. I was like, oh, that's quite all right. You do realize this is the adventuring job, yes?
Totally.
You certainly seem dressed for it.
Yep.
Also, this is Penelope. They'll kind of gesture towards Penelope.
Hello, nice to meet you. I'll tug at the chainmail cap.
She gives us a small nod as her long black hair moves around her face. Hello.
Right. I suppose looks around. Suppose we should just knock?
Well, I mean, I can just take you up, I guess. You should really stop at your library. It's important to support your local libraries. They hold a lot of knowledge that can help you teach, like, kids and stuff, and wizards and things.
Well, we're normally traveling. You see, I do archaeology, so I have worked with libraries before, but never really had the time to settle and have library cards.
I mean, you know, Mordenkainen, he recently released a book, and, like, if he hadn't had a library where he could have learned some stuff first, he probably wouldn't have even been able to, like, save the realm once, so, like, he wouldn't have been writing books, so, like, they're really worth supporting. Archaeology, you say? I've read books on that.
Yeah, yes, that's what we just go and explore things. But this seemed like an interesting job. While we were in town, right, Penelope? Thought we might as well do this.
Yeah. I'm still confused though. What's a library?
Well, you know how, like, a monastery is a monk house?
Out of character, I don't want to acknowledge what you just said.
Yeah, if you like, I can intervene and like before you have the chance to explain yourself. And I assume probably while Guthrie is probably like hand ready to go and knock on like these large, like these door knockers. The door suddenly flings open inwards, and before you stands this just this really old dude, guys. Like
Avery,
yeah.
as soon as the door flings open potentially violently, Penelope just is in front of Guthrie with the sword half drawn, like instinctually.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I don't think this man notices. He is standing before you. He's probably about half your height, Eric. As he stands there, he's got a staff in hand, hunched over completely with these big thick goggles over his face that make him like look almost bug-eyed. Like the glass that is far too, like, how bad is this dude's eyesight? Seriously, the glass is really thick, and he looks up at you. These big beady eyes, like magnified through his glasses, and he just looks at you like, "Can I help you?"
I sweep the cap off of my head. Respectfully. I just point at Guthrie. They've done the most talking so far.
Yeah. Polite young man, but that doesn't answer my question.
Guthrie will peek their head out from behind Penelope, probably like having a hand on her, like on their side or whatever as they do that. Are you the one who put out the call for a job? And like holds up the flyer.
Oh yes, of course. And come in. And they'll lead the way for you to go into what appears to be like the equivalent of like a guest slash like customer room. It seems like it goes upstairs. You can see a fairly hefty staircase next to you as you go in, and there is like a counter at the front. There's a few bookshelves around. There's a table, like a waiting area. It seems like this is where presumably this wizard conducts his business. And he guides you inside and like, just stand there, please. And he closes the door behind you and guides you just into the center of this room as he goes behind the counter and starts flicking through things. Like, so you've come for yes, it seems I've gotten a bit of a pest problem. Here, look. And he hands you this book, which hands you Guthrie, this book that looks to me like it would be quite a hefty tome. But as you flip through it, you can see that there are sections of it that seem to be very moth-eaten or torn out, or it's very heavily damaged. It's very heavily damaged.
I have book repair tools. I don't know if there are librarian's tools, but I'm making them up right now.
He hasn't even looked up at you as he's searching through a different book on this counter. I was like, no, these are heavily magical books. Like any repair spell will just remove the enchantment. I'm sorry.
No, not repair spell. I can just glue the bindings back up and maybe sew some places. Just look, this book's been abused.
I think that's what he's actually not intentionally. He's just very engrossed in what he's doing right now. Like, yes, this has been going on for a few days now. It's become quite troublesome. My library on the next floor up is not. Let's just say it's been getting the brunt of it. But I think I've figured out what the source is, and I need your help, essentially. And as he's doing so, you can see that he is kind of waving his hand around. It may be like a tick, it may be something a little bit different, but he's searching through this book, and he looks up, it's like, you there, pointing to Eric. It's like, move a little. Could you just move a little bit to your left, please? Just huddle up.
My left or your left?
Your left. Huddle up.
I move right.
No.
I move left twice.
I think Guthrie just gives Penelope a look of just oh my god.
this baby boy.
Yeah.
I can't believe we signed up for this pest control job, but instead of babysitting, it's great.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely gives Penelope a look of just oh no. Must protect.
Yeah, I think Penelope looks at Guthrie and she just, the look is the meme from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I've only known Eric for 20 minutes, but if anything happens to him, I'll kill everyone in this room and then myself.
Oh my goodness, I love this so much already. Yeah, he's searching through this book and he seems to be muttering under his breath, and he does so for a solid maybe 15 seconds before he's like, right, that should do it, alrighty. And he digs through his pocket and he holds his hand out to you, because it'll be great, to you, Eric. It's like, hold on tight to him, he'll help you. His name is Gilbert, okay? He'll help you. Essentially, what I've discovered is that in order to stop these pests, we need to get down on their level. We need to think as they do. And in order to do that, okay, so just hold still. I'm just going to be casting a little bit of a spell.
What did he give me to hold?
It's like a little box, and you can hear something moving in it.
I'm gripping it tightly because he told me to. You can see indents where my fingers are.
Yeah, you can see that there are holes punched in it. And you can hear something moving inside of it. It's like, just don't mind me, I'm just going to cast a quick little spell and then you can get working. And before any of you can argue, he just flicks his hand forward. And Eric, you look down at this box and it's getting bigger in your hands. Or no, that's not quite right, because the rest of the room is also getting bigger, and Guthrie and Penelope, you also see the rest of the room is getting bigger. as you feel this lurch in your stomach as you are at a very rapid pace shrinking down. And as you are doing so, this guy just goes and grabs his jacket from a hanger. It's like, all right, well, that should fade in about 12 hours, so I'll be back by then. Don't mind Poffle. They're in the kitchen. Just don't mind them. They just like to play. And have fun. Bye. And he leaves. Like, you hear this door slams, and you knew this was a heavy door, but it like reverberates through the room as you look around, and you are standing in this what was a very cozy like customer service area has now become this intimidatingly huge room as you realize that you've been shrunk down to about maybe an inch tall, and this box is now towering over you. But you can still hear this, what was like a small scurrying inside of it is now like a very intimidating, like scratching sound. As you look around and you're kind of like on this carpet that is now like coming up to your ankles. Yeah, what would you like to do now that you have been shrunk down and apparently just left alone?
I look at Geoffrey and Penelope horrified.
Well, this is new.
I think Penelope's trying to stay serious because they just got shrunk and left alone, but also because she's big, she's used to being like having to fit in things. So there's a little bit of like wonder on her face as she looks around the now gigantic room. But she manages to softly say, I feel like we walked into a trap.
Well, hopefully we don't walk into an actual mouse trap. I think
As you say that, this box like shudders as whatever is inside of it seems to be tired of being inside of it.
Penelope moves in front of both of her companions and does draw the giant sword that she has.
Eric also moves forward, picking up his shield and go, don't worry, I'll protect you both!
Oh, baby.
Baby!
Yeah, as you look at this box, it's just a simple box with just a lid on top of it with a bunch of holes punched into it. You can see that lid start to shift and move, and then this lid suddenly flies off backwards. And there's this moment of silence, and then this head pops up, a lot larger than you, as this very intelligent-looking rat just kind of looks down and peers at all of you. And you presume that this is Gilbert. And it kind of climbs out the box, and the box topples over, and it just kind of shakes itself off.
I approach cautiously.
And you can see its nose, like, twitching, and it lets out a little squeak.
Hey! Are you a good ratty? Are you a familiar?
And it squeaks. It's a rat.
I'm gonna slowly move forward, like a regular person approaching an elephant.
How to Train Your Dragon style.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and scritch it.
Yeah, sure. Roll an animal handling check for me.
Oh boy. Hey.
Hey, yeah. Yeah, you hold your hand out very nervously for dear sweet Gilbert, and Gilbert, like, leans its head forward, and you touch this, like, softly twitching nose, and its whiskers gives a little squeak as it leans into the scratch.
Hey, I think it's friendly!
Well, I'm glad. I think they probably like have a reassuring hand on like Penelope's arm that's like holding the sword. Did the wizard say that his name was Gilbert?
Yes.
Yeah, when you say that name, you get a reaffirming squeak as well.
All right. Hello, Gilbert.
turns its big head to look at you.
I suppose you're supposed to help us.
It just gives another reaffirming squeak, and it moves forward a little bit, and then just kind of crouches down, almost kind of like a horse or something, or another animal, or an elephant even, in order to be ridden. It seems to be encouraging you to get on.
Okay.
Penelope will approach and climb on first. And I forgot to add it to my sheet, but I would like to cast Speak with Animals because of my totem for my barbarian.
Fantastic! Yes, absolutely, you can do that. Is that something that you can just do once per day, or is that like a spell slot thing? Or?
I mean, I cast it as a spell. I was trying to like look it up while we were getting going, but I was just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna say that I want to do it.
That's very fair.
It's part of the primal path that I get to just cast it as a. I'm assuming it's like a spell slot thing.
I'm gonna say you can just do it. I'm assuming it's like a ritual spell or whatnot, but you know what?
Yeah, it's a ritual. I specifically I can only cast it as a ritual, so it takes me 10 minutes. But
yeah, but also consider that's not fun. We want to talk to the rat.
Yeah, we want it. We totally want to talk to the rat. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So yeah, they cast that and then she gets on first.
Let me look up rat 5e stats so I can see how intelligent this poor thing is.
Can I, do you need like a boost, Goofy? Oh, I think we dropped again. The internet must be being real shaky right now.
Are you good?
Yeah, we're straight back up again. It's just weird internet spikes or something.
Okay. Oh no, the pest control, they've gotten to the wires.
seems that way. I actually need to like speak to my I thought it was OBS updates, but now I'm starting to suspect because Zoom and OBS are going. Maybe I need to speak to my provider. Anyway, do you need a boost, yeah. Goofy? Do you need a boost or anything?
I should be alright. Thank you, though. Like, I think we'll like pat his arm. Sorry.
And I think as he asks them that, Penelope's already got her hand out to help Guthrie.
Yeah, we'll just take Penelope's hand and just. They're very light. They are.
Penelope's very strong on top of that, so it's just like
lifting a feather.
So Eric just stands by the rat, like.
And once Guthrie's situated, Penelope holds her hand out to Eric.
Do you think I should sit up there with you two?
Only you hear this, Penelope, but Gilbert looks down at Eric and is like, "Come on, then we don't have all day."
Gilbert would like us. Sorry, where's my voice? I lost it. Gilbert is impatient and would like us to start.
Okay, I guess I'll just sit with you two then. Ah!
And I think Penelope lifts him up and specifically like puts him between the two of them.
Ah!
Yeah, Gilbert gets up and just kind of shakes himself a little bit just to make sure that everyone's seated and say, "Are we all ready? Ready?
Yes, Gilbert, we're ready."
Eric is sort of sweating, not quite like, but similar to this sitting next to your crush meme.
Can I get everyone to roll a strength check, please, or athletics, depending on what you want to do, as this rat just takes off.
Oh boy.
Yeah, natural 20.
Good, because hold. Six.
No!
I have a -1 of strength.
Oh no! But I would say with that natural 20 and Penelope's natural like instinct to protect, Guthrie starts to slip, and Penelope, you are immediately there, and you manage to keep everyone in check as this rat bolts towards the stairs and just kind of like shimmies up them at a remarkable pace. And Penelope, as you are shuffling up these stairs, you can hear you can hear Gilbert's motivations because they're muttering to themselves as they're going. It's just like, if I do this, I'll get some food. If I do this, I'll get some food. If I do this, I'll get some food. They are very one-track minded. Bless their soul. But yeah, as you scale these stairs in not the most elegant way, it is quite clumsy as this rat manages to just kind of pace themselves up and crawl up. However, you know that you probably wouldn't be able to do this on your own quite as well. You can see the next floor, and Eric, this is a very, very familiar sight to you as you just see a room that is bottom to ceiling filled with books. It's all bookshelves. There is a table in the center of it, which is presumably for just quiet reading. But aside from that, it is all intents and purposes a library. But yeah, you managed to get onto this floor, and Gilbert just kind of a little unceremoniously shakes you all off before scampering off into, not leaving you alone, but scampering off and just kind of scratching behind his ear and just doing rat things. But yeah, you are in this library, and you do recall that on the letter that this was kind of the source of where a lot of the books were getting damaged. But yeah, what would you like to do?
Gilbert, do you know what's damaging the books? Can you tell us?
Damaging the books?
Yeah,
Oh, my rapier.
I would say this library is a mess, and there's a few books on the ground, and you could probably check those out if you would like.
I want to go and organize them.
We are
They are
so
significant.
small.
I'm
They
trying
are
to lift them.
significantly. All right, yeah. Roll a strength check for me.
Oh boy. Oh no, that's because that's a saving throw. I was gonna say. Ugh!
You manage to just kind of your knees wobble a little bit as you lift up just this corner of one of these books, and it's not even a big book. It's just like a pretty young adult size, I'd say. But yeah, it kind of hits home exactly how small you are right now.
Oh.
But yeah, you can see this book, and you can see that it is damaged. This is one of the victims.
What kind of damage? Can I have a look?
Yeah, sure. Roll a nature check for me.
Oh boy.
Alrighty. It is very hard to tell as you just very awkwardly take this book and open it up and start flicking through these pages. You can see that there's no real rhyme or reason to the damage to it. It, in all intents and purposes, looks like it's moth-eaten. There are sections of it torn out, but I would say, especially with your knowledge with books, and you've probably dealt with any bugs and such that would get into books and eat them. You look that this doesn't look like that kind of damage. These look torn. It looks, there's no you recognize when a page has been torn, it's got those fibers, and whereas when something's bitten, it's very clearly chewed up. This isn't that. It's very visibly torn. And as you're doing that, as Eric is focused on this book, Guthrie and Penelope, can you roll perception checks for me, please? Alrighty.
I don't notice anything.
I think, Penelope, you're still staring around the room in wonder, considering how enormous everything is. It's dizzying to look up at these shelves. Guthrie, as Eric is looking down at these books that are at the base of this bookshelf, your gaze moves up, and you can see one of the books, just maybe two or so shelves up. Just about two or so shelves up, and you can see one of the books starting to slide out. And it looks like it may fall if not attended to.
All right. And they're gonna snap their fingers and cast Mage Hand.
Yeah. It's a very small mage hand.
Yeah. Summon a little blue Mage Hand. I think it's gonna go and try to boop it back into the shelf.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, as you do that, there is resistance as this book seems to be trying to keep pushing forward. However, you have stopped it. Eric, I'll get you to roll perception check as well to see if you notice what's going on around you. You see Guthrie cast Mage Hand. It's up to you if you want to trace that or if you want to just continue looking through this poor innocent book.
I mean, I'm probably going to look through this poor book. I'm not really looking at what's caused the damage anymore, but just seeing if I can repair it.
Okay. Do you have any spells for it?
No, but I do have
It
a
is-
set of librarian's tools. I've decided it
Yeah.
includes glue, spare bindings, a
It's not
press,
the bindings, that's the problem. It's the pages itself that are torn up. I'm sorry.
maybe
But
some
yeah,
ink.
Guthrie, you're casting Mage Hand and you are still pushing through it. You can, when you are bigger, you can absolutely try and do these if you get bigger.
Yeah, there's definitely like a expression on Guthrie's face as the mage hand is not really working. And then they'll kind of look over to Elby. There seems to be something that wants to push out that book, or the book is magically enchanted to try to escape. I don't think that's the case though. And like we'll kind of gesture towards the mage hand pressing a book into the shelf.
Do you want me to attack it?
Don't attack the book if we can help it. That might damage it a little more.
Don't attack the books!
Okay. I think she'll just go over and try. If she can reach, she'll try and. Cause she's
Oh yeah,
strong.
how far up is it?
It's about 2 shelves up, which is
Oh, that's pretty high for us then.
It's pretty high for you guys. But you can clearly see this book like resisting against this mage hand. And I'll get you all to roll another perception check for me, please.
Twee elf.
I'll say the 12 just gets it. You can, as this book is seemingly quite persistently pushing against this mage hand, you can hear just barely this voice saying, "It's like, stuck. What?" Just general sounds of confusion.
Who are you? At the voice.
You hear a yelp, and then you hear a scurrying. As whatever this entity may be, you can hear and you can trace the sounds as it seems to lose interest in said book and then scurry back behind the bookshelf, and you can hear the sound as it traces down to the ground floor. You can hear it go off to the left a bit, and then it seems to disappear into something.
As soon as it starts to like scurry down into, as what I'm assuming as the player, into the wall, Penelope runs over to wherever she can get to the wall by the bookshelf and just slams the entire length of her sword in to try and make a hole in the wall for everyone.
Yeah, no worries.
In the
yeah,
book?
you go.
No, in
No,
just
not
the
in
wall, in the
Not in the wall.
Not in the
Eric
book, in the
panics for
wall.
a second. Oh.
We're destroying public property. But yeah, you can do that quite easily. There is a few gaps in the bottom shelf where you can quite clearly see the wall. And you stab through it, and there doesn't seem to be a cavity here, but you look to your side, and you can see what seems to be just a crack running through this wall. And at the bottom of it is a clear hole in this wall. And you just managed to catch the glint of what seems to be something maybe metallic as it darts through.
It went this way. And so having found the hole, Penelope's trying to like, how big is the hole? Is it big enough for the three of
Oh,
us to fit through?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Not quite big enough to sweet Gilbert, but definitely big enough for you three.
Did something go back behind there?
There's like a rat hole or a mouse hole, and I only caught the glimpse of it, but it went this way.
All right. Well, if whatever went down that way, we're trying to push off the book, and gestures to all the books on the floor, and all these books are being damaged. We should probably follow that, shouldn't we?
I could probably find where the pieces of book that are missing are. They've been torn out. They're not eaten or anything, so they must be somewhere else.
Well, maybe we should go and follow, and maybe they'll be able. Maybe
Well,
they'll lead us.
I have
where
a
it is.
spell that helps me locate people who are being tardy with their books. All I need is the title and the book and a rough memory of what it is, and then I can locate the object.
Oh wow, that's impressive. Very useful, actually. Do you think you'd be able to do that with these pages?
Well, I mean, I can see the rest of the book, and I mean, if one of them's a book I know, and I'm gonna start trying to look at the titles or the spines, and
Absolutely. Roll a history check for me.
I'm good at that.
Yeah, absolutely. You go through these books, like struggling to lift up some of these hefty covers, but you recognize that while some of these are very intricate magical tomes, there is one here that seems to be just a very standard, just Magic for Dummies 101. It's pretty common.
Great. So I'm gonna pick up Magic for Dummies, and does it have a piece missing?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna cast Locate Object on it. Yeah.
Sure thing. Just mark off that spell slot.
I would say
And-
that if we're going with this plan, Penelope would follow Eric back and help him like flip open the books because she's.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, with both of you can do it quite easily. But yeah, you are able to you cast a spell and you concentrate on the section of the page that has gone missing. It's specifically the page number for page 12, and you think about it, and in the same direction towards the wall, it seems to be coming from inside the wall.
Okay! As long as I concentrate on it, we should be able to keep track of it. It's over there somewhere! Most of it's here, but there's a little bit over there!
All right. Do you need to hold your head while you concentrate?
Yes!
Okay. And I think Guthrie will start to, Guthrie's pretty small. And we'll probably just be just start to gently escort Eric towards the wall.
Yep, warmer! Warmer! We're getting warmer!
I think we're going to be getting warmer for a little bit. Just just tell us when it gets hot.
Alright, warmer!
So you'll go into the wall?
So Penelope would let Guthrie escort Eric for a moment or two, and eventually just walk up behind him and grab him by the waist and pick him up and start walking.
Ah!
Oh, I love that.
Just concentrate. Concentrate.
Concentrating!
Like when you pick up a cat.
Yep, just like that. Under the armpits. Let's go. How do kid? I don't know.
We're definitely getting warmer!
Yeah, are you in the wall? You're in the wall now? Do you all have dark vision?
I do.
I do not, but I can tell we're getting warmer!
I actually don't. Janasi
Oh,
did
wow.
not. So.
Alrighty, well, I guess Penelope is leading the way. Penelope, you don't have to worry too much. You can see that this is a pretty straight stretch forward. It seems to be just going in one direction currently. But as you take this Eric beacon with you, you can see there seems to be a turnoff that goes further into the wall, and you see a figure there that seems to have been just checking to see if you're following, and when they see you, they jump again and disappear.
Did you see that?
No, I can't see a thing, but we're getting warmer!
should I try to put a light source? I think Guthrie's been like holding on to Penelope's shirt. Make that warmer or brighter, or is it something that we should be stealthy about?
It already saw us. I think if you both need to see, that's more beneficial.
All right. Yeah. They will cast. They will cast light then, or
Fantastic.
whatever that cantrip is.
Yeah.
And they do have a staff, so they're just gonna kind of cast onto their staff.
Fantastic. Yeah, so this hole in the wall is lit up, and you can all see that it is seems to have been it looks like a mixture of like natural damage within the house and like parts of it have been dug out, but yeah, you can see a part where it forks off, and so there's a corner to turn. Yeah, do you make chase, or do you carefully follow?
Entirely up to Penelope as far as Eric's
you're,
concerned.
you're being carried. You're being like Lion King around.
Eric, which way is it warmer for you? And we'll just like just kind of Penelope like just
I will say
put them closer to one direction, one close to the other. Like a fucking
dowsing
like
rod.
Yeah, and that's exactly it's a fucking dowsing rod.
Eric, as your like dowsing rod arms kind of flop around the place, you know that it seems to be pinging from further within the wall where this entity like ran to.
Yeah, that way there. That's warmer. No, not that way. Not that way. This way. Yeah, this one over here.
It's a straight thing. It's pretty much a straight thing, save for that one fork. But yeah, so do you follow like carefully, stealthily, or do you just like make chase? Do you run after this?
Oh, the internet dropped again. What's going on? I might have to reset my router between the streams or something. But
Are you alright? Did you hear everything? Or
no, I didn't hear a thing.
okay. How long have you been out?
You were smooth.
It wasn't long.
Yeah.
No, literally just like, do you want to run or not? That's the last thing I heard.
We were about to discuss that.
Oh.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. You've been fine on our end.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's just
Like you haven't
maybe
frozen
a very
for me.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I'll see like a brief freeze, but it won't do much. So.
well, if we have they're about to say dowsing rod, but there's not. We have Eric's senses guided away. Maybe we don't need to chase the thing. On the other hand, it might be going somewhere else. Do you think you can hold on to your concentration for much longer, Eric?
I can only do this in 10 minutes at tops. This is really stressful.
Okay. Then let's maybe hurry. And you'll just have to tell us when we have to turn. All right?
Okay.
We're gonna hurry
Yeah.
along, but not necessarily chasing after the
Okay,
thing.
fair
Just
enough.
like all right, we're gonna pick up our hustle.
No worries. Yeah, so you are able to do this with no problem, and you turn a number of corners deeper into this wall. And those of you without dark vision, or not even with dark vision, you can see that one of the corners that you're about to come up to does have a very faint light source. And you can see it just around the corner. You can't see any details, but you can see that there seems to be another light source within this wall. And Eric, you would know that seems to be where this thing is. This locate object is pinging you towards. You have lost the entity for now.
Yeah, it's that way. Definitely that way. Yep. Definitely that way. Yeah.
I mean, Gussie's just going with whatever Eric is saying. We're going to. All right, we're following.
No worries.
I think as we go, as we've gotten deeper, Penelope like awkwardly puts Eric in like oh, I can't think of the word all of a sudden. You know, like on her back.
Like piggybacking?
Yeah.
Piggybacking, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no, no, there's no way I can concentrate. Don't do that. No, 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 no.
If something happens, I need to be able to fight.
Gussie's. I know that you can concentrate for longer. I'm sure you'll be fine. You can do it.
But that way she's got like his legs through her arms, but she can still hold on to her sword in case things happen.
You're holding his legs. This guy's 16.
Yeah. If he's leaned against her back, concentrating, she's holding on to him, you know, piggybacking, and then she's got her sword in the other hand. We're fine.
We're fine.
Yeah.
I mean, Eric might not be fine,
okay.
but
Eric,
we're
Eric
fine.
can concentrate. Eric can concentrate.
Yeah, you're fine. You're able to concentrate. No worries. But yeah, as you approach this like light source, and as you turn the corner towards it, you almost have to skid to a halt as you are met face to face with these two men. Both of them dressed in this iridescent looking armor that seems to be made of some kind of like chitinous shell. As the light hits it, you can see like a kind of rainbow sheen go over it as if it was like slicked in some kind of oil. It's got that iridescence to it. And they are pointing these two fairly crude looking spears like in your direction. And one of them says, "Halt." Just kind of looks at you. One of them like looks the Penelope and Eric stack looks, and it's just, what brings you here?
Is the book close by?
Yeah, you can sense it forward, but like you can, if you look carefully, you can see that the light source seems to be in like a larger room past them, but these two seem to be guarding.
Yeah, I'm here to collect a library fee and a missing book.
They give you a very curious look. It's like glance at each other like, library?
Yeah, I don't understand that either.
They
You
give
know-
you like a look of like, yeah, what is this? What...
Well, you know how a kennel is a doghouse?
And they look at each other again. It's like, dog house? Wait,
Penelope though, she's like, yeah, I understand that.
Well, like a library is a book
It's
house.
Wait, you keep books in houses?
Yeah.
These two guards are giving
keeps
each other
them
very
dry.
odd looks. They
Protected
have
from the elements and invading pests.
two, like one of them looks at you kind of offended at the pests remark, but they look at each other like quizzically before one of them just kind of brings two fingers to their lips and whistles sharply. And you hear movement from within that lit up room, and you hear, all right, what is it? And you see another gentleman come through, and this time this man is being tailed by what seems to be this large enchant, also adorned in the same armor that these guards are in. This man has very pale hair that's swept to one side, and also has that same chitinous armor, but this is a lot more elegant with these sharp pauldrons, and he's got both hands like behind his back and holds himself with a very a sense of regality. And he walks up to you and looks this group over, like, and what do we have here?
I want to say, as soon as they whistled, Penelope like carefully put Eric down behind her, not knowing what was going to happen, so they're not stacked together when this other person arrives.
Yeah. No worries. You do not get the same judging look as you got from the guards from this individual, but he does look you over. It's like, and who are you? How did you get here? You don't seem to be one of us.
What did you say, Eric? We're here to collect the book fee.
that quizzical expression is now on this man's face.
That's right, Penelope, you tell him.
We've been tasked with stopping vermin from ruining books.
That's right, yeah.
At this point, he looks at you and then, so he sees us as common vermin, does he? And this man turns around and just gestures for you to come with. Well, looks like our stealth visions have not gone particularly well. I assume that the wizard of this space sent you. You don't seem to be from here. In fact, you look like the big folk, the way that you're dressed. He looks back at you and like very, very quizzically now. It's like, how did you get here?
Magic, as one would imagine. And actually, they're gonna hold out the flyer for the job posting.
Yeah, he takes it, looks it over.
We picked this up. Looks like we're paying very well for essentially what he called pest extermination.
This man like looks at it and raises a brow. Like, well, come with me. I'll discuss what's been going on. Perhaps we can come to some kind of arrangement that will suit both of us. Yes.
Of course.
He holds his hand out. It's like, my name is Endrin.
Guthrie. Well, take his hand and shake it politely.
Got a firm handshake.
Yeah. Guthrie, despite being an actual feather, does have like it's not a weak handshake, well, actually
I
meat.
support.
Yeah.
But yeah, Endrin holds his hand out to each of you.
Eric, I've been thinking about changing it though, like I like the sound of Faust.
Live your truth. They hold her hand up a minute, Penelope as well.
Penelope doesn't shake the hand, but she narrows her eyes slightly and just says, Penelope.
And returns behind their back when they realize that you're not going to shake it and just nods like, follow me. And they move to lead you further into this, what looks now to be a larger room. You can't see any details just yet, but as they walk past, they pat this giant ant on its head, and it follows suit. It kind of looks at you and it clicks these like large mandibles. It doesn't seem to be hostile at all. So, do you follow?
Yeah.
I guess so.
No worries.
At this point, Penelope would let Guthrie take the lead because Penelope's, the talker of the two of them.
Bless.
Yeah. Well, I think
Eric
I
falls
think
unconscious.
Eric, no!
Eric, no!
Now, Penelope will try and catch Eric as he falls unconscious.
The side of this giant ant. Nah, yeah, so you enter this room and you look around, and this hole in the wall is quite large, and there's not a large amount of people. There's about a dozen or so people here, but it's a bustle of activity. You can see in one section there seems to be these makeshift beds made of like this woven grass sort of material. And there's a few people there holding wounds, and with someone dressing them. You can see another point where there seems to be a circular table with many plants, and you can see what seems to be this giant board set up with a lot of these like thorns stuck in it as like thumbtacks, pinning up a lot of pieces of paper, of books, with this large writing pasted across of it. And yeah, you seem to have walked into what seems to be a makeshift camp of some descript. You can see another room off to one side, and you can hear more chittering and the sound of like clicking, similar to what this large enchant was making. You assume that this leads to some kind of stables for ants. And yeah, you've come into this camp, and Endrin leads you over to this table where you can see in front of him there is this sheet of paper, and very fairly crudely drawn on it seems to be a map of this tower. You can see 4 floors laid out. One of them is blank, almost completely blank. You can see that a door has just been drawn in with a few question marks and maybe like an X there as well, with the 2 circled. But the next floor, which seems to have a layout of what you think is a kitchen of some descript, but in the center of that seems to be the face of some kind of monster drawn in. And then you can see the next floor was the layout of the library and the base camp. And he looks at you all. It's like, essentially, us vermin have been on a bit of a rescue mission. You see this wizard of sorts and points to the top floor where the X is, like, has taken one of our own hostage. We are here to get them back.
Yeah. All right. That certainly puts a new light on things. I'd like to make an insight check.
Absolutely, make an insight check. Eric, you come into this room, which looks like some kind of like looks like a camp for like a war camp almost. It's like you can see like a medical section. You can hear like some stables off the side where it's the same clicking as these ants are making, and you can see a table and a big what seems to be a board or just into the wall where a lot of pieces of shredded paper are there, and you can see in large writing all these sections of books that have been taken, as they seem to have been taking sections of books that seem to be helpful and just pinning them up and hoping for the best. What did you roll?
I got a 16.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he seems completely genuine. He seems to be a little bit looking around the room and judging by the sections of books that have been pasted up. It looks like they have just been trying to find information on something. We don't know what yet, but yeah, no, he seems completely genuine. That in his eyes, at least, that one of their own has been taken hostage.
I understand that you and the wizard have some kind of grievances against each other, but why must the books suffer?
To be quite honest, we didn't realize there was such a I didn't realize that they were put on such high of a pedestal. We thought that there were so many of them that perhaps we'd be able to get information without being noticed, but obviously that isn't true. You see, our efforts to get our dear sweet princess back has not been particularly successful, and they point to the kitchen area. We are not sure what manner of creature they have hired to guard the next floor, but it is brutal and vicious and seems to enjoy toying with our men. And he gestures over to the corner where there's like some soldiers being treated, and one of them seems to be in hysterics. It's like, the eyes, one of blue, one of green, please don't make me go back there. And just like as this like nurse seems to be trying to calm him down, it's just like it seems like something that we would need reinforcements for. However, we have been instructed by our queen to not return until we have this our princess back. So as you can see, we are in a bit of a dilemma.
Thank you very much to Sphinx Raoul, who donates so that each of us get 2 advantages, including Avery.
Yay!
Yay.
Like, we have tried everything. We've tried traversing through the walls. However, it seems like the build of this particular building changes into such that we cannot dig through. Any attempts, we've even tried an aerial assault, but this creature is very dexterous. We don't know how to deal with it, unfortunately. And more so than that is our scouts who have managed to get past are not able to get through into the room where we can sense our princess, because there seems to be some kind of wooden barrier blocking us, similar to those entering other rooms. This one, however, is permanently closed. It's thrown us for quite a loop. I have a proposition to make. If you are to help us, we'll happily leave.
Well, that would certainly be dealing with the pests.
And you return all of the book scraps that you took.
Oh yes, if we just kind of looks and wonders why these book scraps are so important. Like, oh yes, we'll return them all. If we manage to get our princess back, there is no use for them.
And you'll fix the books.
No.
Why? They should fix it. It's their fault.
They don't have the proper training or the proper tools. I'll fix the books. I just need the pieces back.
Are you sure?
Very sure. You can't just let anyone fix a book. That's ludicrous.
All right, then. Do you have any information on what this beast is? Guthrie had a pretty good idea just based on their descriptions. I'm like, I might know what it is, but I want to get a little more info.
Absolutely. It's a very large creature, very almost pure white in color, with large, very dense fur. It seems to have pointed ears and eyes shaped like their pupils are slits. It's almost like a snake. It's quite unnerving. It also has something around its neck, and I don't know what it means, but it has a name, perhaps. It says Poffle. But it's very dexterous, very fierce. It's given quite a lot of my best fighters a run for their money.
Does it happen to say sounds like meow?
As you do that, one of the guys who are in the who's being treated, the same one who was in hysterics before, is like, "It's found us! No,
Oh
we
my
have to
god,
go!"
you triggered the poor guy.
Oh, poor
And
baby.
this nurse reassures him, like, no, it's okay, they're just figuring things out. These people are going to help us, right? And he's like, this nurse looks over with a glare at you, Guthrie.
And Guthrie, I'm so sorry. Well, that certainly nails down what kind of creature it is.
Well, what is it?
We call it a cat.
Just kind of fold his arm and nods. Cat. Fearsome creature.
Apparently, according to the wizard, it's just playful, but playful when you're much bigger and with sharp claws and teeth. I can see how it can be not so playful.
Yeah, he nods gravely and kind of looks at his men. We have been lucky. There hasn't been any casualties yet, but it seems to enjoy toying with us. That's for sure. But yes, he gets out. He takes this piece of paper, which seems to be a page from one of the books. You can see a page number in the corner of it, but there's no actual writing on it, save for what he's drawn on it. But he takes this, puts it aside, and underneath it there is another map, which seems to be a blown up one of the kitchen, which is also another part of a book, which is also another page number. You think that this is the one that it has a number 12 on it? You think that this is the one from Magic for Dummies? You can see the hints of some kind of writing around the edges of it. I was like, this is the map of the next floor that we have so far. The creature tends to stay, the cat tends to stay in this area here, and you can see a space by one of the counters that seems to be drawn in. Next to it seem to be 2 circles drawn, which look like you with knowledge might be
the
a
food bowl, yeah.
He likes to hang around here mostly. However, it has very keen senses. Whenever we've tried to sneak past, it seems to have noticed us quite quickly. And a full frontal assault obviously hasn't worked. So, but on the other side, and they point to the other side of the room, you can see on one side is where the exit for this little base seems to be. It seems that they look like they have a section that'll go through the wall. But on the other side is the staircase to the next level. And so unfortunately there's not much of a way around it. We've tried to be sneaky. We've tried to go through the walls, tried to go around, but nothing seems to be in our favor. Will you help us?
Guthrie looked at the others. I don't see why not. It would technically be completing our job. And looks at the poor injured ones. They're kind of stranded from home.
Just don't deface any more of the books.
To be quite honest with you, Eric, we had no idea we were defacing anything. We were just on the hunt for information. But
Ignorance isn't an excuse for atrocities.
It just kind of pauses for a bit. You get the feeling that this guy may have barely known what a library none of them knew what a library was prior. They don't understand the crimes they've committed, I guess. But he just nods and we will refrain from taking more of this fibrous material for our writing purposes.
Perhaps any of the pages that don't have any important information right now, you could start returning to the other room while we deal with your problems.
Oh, absolutely. And he brings up a hand and snaps his fingers, and immediately two guards from one of the rooms come in with spears in hand, and he gives the orders sort through these, take all except the maps back downstairs, back down to the table, whatever it is. Just put them on there. We don't need them anymore. And these two guards nod and just start gathering papers. And he looks to you and is I have no intention of impeding on your strategies. However, I do think that a small group would be best for stealth purposes. However, I would request that I do come with you. These are my people, and that being said, if we do find the princess, I don't think she'll listen to you. She is young.
You can come with us on one condition.
By all means.
And then Penelope points at Guthrie. They're in charge. You do what they say.
They nod and actually, quite respectfully, give a bow. It's I did not realize your station. My apologies.
Guthrie's okay! Internally, it's alright. Do we need anything else here? Are we good to go and deal with Puffles?
Disney Puffles. I want to cackle Puffle. Well, I believe that it might do us some good to grab a few of these steeds from the stables. They are quite adept in traversing any kind of terrain, so and I'm not sure what we'll face in the future. I will of course be taking mine, and you can see this ant that's just kind of been very lazily munching on a crumb of some kind, just in the corner, just kind of perks up and just goes back to it. And it's but if you are not opposed, by all means, follow me, and we can get you kitted up. And he leads the way off to the stables if you wish to follow.
Guthrie will just look at the others, go, I mean, first time for anything. Rode a rat over here, now might as well try an ant this time.
Yeah, so you follow?
Yeah, Guthrie's gonna follow. Just kind of, I think probably duck down and be you okay there, Eric?
Eric is taking one last forlorn glance at the pages and watching them take down the pages.
They are not doing it delicately. They are these things are pinned up with thorns, and they just kind of go.
Oh God!
I think Penelope takes Guthrie's hand in one of theirs and then puts a hand on Eric's shoulder and just starts walking everyone towards where he went. We're gonna go now.
I
But
cast
yeah,
Sentry on the
you-
pages.
If you want to use a spell slot for that, you can. I'm not gonna stop
I want to
you.
use a spell slot for it.
Oh my
Yeah, absolutely. I will roll a wisdom saving throw for the guard, who I don't have stats for, shockingly.
it's
So instead, I'm just
actually
gonna roll with
perfect,
Lord
though.
Endrin.
Making a wisdom save to realize that they need to be handled with care, that seems like exactly the purpose of
Alrighty.
it.
Okay, yeah. So, are you actually casting Sanctuary?
Yeah, definitely doing it.
Absolutely. Mark off that spell slot. I'm going to be using Endrin stats because he's a good boy, and I don't have. Shockingly, I don't have guard NPC tearing books up for a character sheet. So
I
what's
mean,
the save?
this might be pot calling kettle black, but I mean, preparedness is everything. I'm just gloating, everyone, because I made this. Yeah, no.
You don't have to say
No.
anything.
Hey,
the
I
fact that
made
I
this
was-
character before today.
Yeah, exactly. The fact that I am genuinely surprised at that means you can't talk. They succeed the wisdom save. Does that mean that they realize the error of their ways, or that means they're able to make it through the sanctuary and just
Well, I mean,
keep doing what they're
It's up to you. Normally, it's a
Yeah.
wisdom save to, like, you know, fail and you
if
can't
they,
attack.
if they make it. I think what happens is the one that you casted on, the one that they're tearing right now, does get torn, but they realize that they realize they had like a moment of like, wait a second, like maybe I shouldn't do this, and they kind of start carefully. The other guard looks at him like, and then but follows suit.
You see, like, just a small amount of relief. All from Eric with his spell slot.
You hear a tear from the board as the one that didn't get the spell cast like tears another one, and you hear a thunk of armor as the other one hits him like, dude, what are you doing? You seem to have enlightened these two guards into the importance of books.
I'm telling you, that one's got the markings of a monitor, future monitor.
Oh god, but yeah, you are led by Penelope after using the spell slot in a very important deed, into the stables, and you can see that this is like a makeshift room. There isn't any pens per se. There's just seems to be these a variety of shades of brown and black of these large inch ants. They are absolutely big enough for each of you to ride, like to house one person. They are all kitted up with the same chitinous armor, and they each have a saddle and reins, and their black eyes like glint, and Eric passes out again. And yeah, the black eyes glint and like look up at you and kind of go back. You can see like there's a section where there's just a pile of crumbs of some descript, like just a mess of food, and there's like a single large drop of water that hasn't soaked in anywhere. It's just sitting there, and occasionally they'll go up and poke their faces into the water and take a drink and then go off. And then Endrin, oh sorry, you go.
I would like to pick up a crumb and approach an ant and use animal handling and roll advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, as you do that, Endrin's like, well, it seems like you've already got the...
Woo!
Yeah, absolutely.
17.
You approach this large ant. This one is more of a brown color, and it's got these glistening eyes just kind of look up at you and just tilts its head, and you kind of sit there like a little bit like as these two large antennae just kind of sit there and tap you like constantly, just trying to figure out who and what you are. And then it moves down to the crumb that you're holding, and it reaches forward and works around these large mandibles to just gently take it out of your hands. And it makes a set like an odd chittering sound, and it seems like you have gained this ant's affection.
I shall call him Antony.
Antony, absolutely, yes. Antony seems to like you very much, and actually sidles up next to you, and then kind of squats down to the ground a little bit, indicating that you are more than welcome to use said saddle if you wish.
Penelope would probably use the saddle, but she'll make sure that Eric and Guthrie are settled first.
Yeah, Yeah, no worries. As you've done this, by the way, Endrin is looking at you like quite impressed. It's like normally they're a little bit more hesitant to trust newcomers, but very well done.
Penelope blushes. Somehow you can tell, even with her red tiefling skin, she blushes deep red and just looks at the ground and like can't look at him because he complimented her.
I will say that he's a very hot boy. But yeah, the rest of you see this pen, in quotes, of ants just minding their own business. None of them seem to be paying you any mind, but do you want to attempt to befriend one of them, as Penelope has, to Dear Anthony?
Yeah, Guthrie would give it a shot. They're not as good at
Absolutely.
animal handling as.
Well, good.
11.
I'd say the DC's not too high, but this one does seem a little bit more like more hesitant to trust you. You are new, you smell like big people, and big people tend to squish dear sweet ants. But this one, kind of, as you approach this pitch black enchant, it looks at you and warily kind of steps back before like realizing that you're not making any kind of aggressive gesture. It creeps back forward, and then if an ant could squint at you suspiciously, you'd guess that this one is.
It's definitely that head, like.
It's like, but it does crouch down and lets you get on. Eric, you're in a room of like giant ants.
Okay, I'm just gonna hi. You.
Roll animal handling for me.
Penelope will try and help Eric.
Yeah, I'll give you advantage with that one. Penelope has shown quite an affinity for these ants. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you like kind of nervously go into this pen, like wondering like what's gonna happen. This very large ant starts to approach you, and at first it is very intimidating. This ant is a fair bit larger than the other ones, and his mandibles seem to be significantly sharper. It seems to be like an alpha or some descript of whatever they have here, like next in line from the queen, I guess.
Like a leader?
Yeah,
Oh.
something like that. And it approaches you, and it almost bows its head in respect, just looking at you before
He's-
it.
Someone here has the proper respect for a librarian.
They don't know what a librarian is. But yeah, this ant does let you get on.
Are you gonna
And,
name yours, Guthrie?
I haven't come up with a name.
I could name it if you like. I think I was thinking of naming this one Stand, and yours could be named Deliverance. Stand and Deliverance.
Stand, Deliverance, and Anthony.
Guthrie had no like complaints. Just like, all right.
There's a moment where Penelope was like gonna offer a suggestion as well, and she just looks at Eric like, "That's very good. Good job."
Thank you.
You hear like a slow clapping of just Endrin, like not sarcastically, like genuinely, like quite impressed. It's like, very well done. Well, if there's nothing else that you need, we have our steeds. Then shall we get moving?
Right, we should. Lead the way.
I will. I'll show you. We'll take the fastest route. It's a little bit harrowing, but nothing compared to what we're about to face. And you see as Endrin leads you out of these stables, all of these barracks are large enough to house these ants, so you're able to traverse without too much trouble. Though there are a few people like carrying things, like, "Whoa, what are you doing? Like, watch where you're driving that thing." But Endrin approaches his own ant and swings a leg up over it, and as they're leading the way through to another room, they grab this warhammer like crudely made of stone and lashed together. And they put it on their back as they lead the way through to the next room. As this next room quickly turns into just another crack in the wall. And can I get everyone? I'll get Eric to do it later. Can I get everyone to just roll a general strength check as this crack in the wall starts moving upwards, and these ants start going up.
I'm gonna use the advantage, please and thank you.
Absolutely. Anyway, the DC's not too high.
I'm gonna assume that I
Hey.
can manage this without advantage just for roll 20 to fuck me. Not too bad.
That's fine. I can't believe Eric's died. I can't believe it. He's just gone. I'll see if I can get a sheet. Oh, well, it said that I was the one rolling, but that's okay. But yeah, 12. That's fine. Yeah. Oh, I should roll for Endrin as well. Oh no, I don't want to roll for Endrin. I want to be
Just take that 12.
He's fine. he's a buff boy. But yeah,
Eric is too shocked by everything. He just keeps blacking out.
Yeah, blacking out. I think Endrin is actually. Endrin keeps looking back at you and just making sure that you're all okay. But you all feel like awkward, like I guess feeling of vertigo and lurch in your stomach as this hallway, this crack in the wall, starts moving starts going uphill. And then it's just a straight vertical surface, and you'll watch before you as Endrin's ant just starts going up, like just scaling this vertical wall, and the rest of your ants follow suit, and you're all able to hold on to these reins very tightly as you zigzag your way up this wall, assumedly to the next floor, and you can see just this small pinprick of light as you traverse this thing up. And as you reach this pinprick of light, you can see that this now opens up to another floor of this wizard's tower. You can see that the flooring is made of this very elegant white tile, and these counters are made of a very similar colored material. You can see just a makeshift kitchen, and there seems to be a dining area off to the other side. You can see opposite you, there's the stairs to the next one. However, between you and the stairs, you can see just this puffy, like behind one of the counters, all you can see is this very puffy, white, fluffy mass just flicking slowly. It doesn't seem to have noticed you though. And just narrows his eyes at it. Like, well, there it is.
Have you tried going on the ceiling?
We have, unfortunately. We are either met with this thing's incredible agility. The ceiling isn't too high here. You get the sense that this cat may have got up on the counter and just kind of like whooped, or it's like it's either that or we're met with some kind of. It's hard to describe. I didn't realize that this wizard wasn't above using chemical warfare. It's it's a very brutal place, this space here. And but then Endrin looks to Guthrie. It's like, well, you are the one in charge.
Yep, I am.
Penelope, what have you done?
Put the smartest person in charge is what I did.
Well,
I mean, valid. Endrin has like a 9 intelligence.
Oh, buddy. Why are you the commander?
He's a himbo. He is very wise.
We have the same intelligence.
He doesn't know what books are, but he is.
All right. So Puffles likes to play. He'll probably. Maybe if we get Endrin, you're probably the one who needs to go to places. You need to be there in one piece. So maybe one or two of us. Sorry, chat. Distract Puffles with some play, while the rest go off to the other end. We keep Poffle distracted, then you should be able to perhaps make your way to the other side without being harmed.
Of course, and for those as a distraction, what of them?
Well, I have a couple of tricks up my sleeve for being avoided. So if the people who are on the side with... Am I looking over at the door that's blocking the way?
At the moment, it's just the stairs, but you
Okay.
can see it's not leading up.
Okay. We'll just try to make our way over, I suppose. I have a couple tricks up my sleeve for quick transportation, but it's either that or we just tire out or bore Poffles. Cats are finicky.
I will take your word for it. So I'm taking that as you are volunteering to be one of these distractions.
I can certainly do that.
Who would you like to take with you?
I can be a distraction. I'll do if it saves the books. I can do it.
Buddy.
Oh no. That's not Andrew, that's me.
Yeah. Guthrie looks over at Penelope. Like looks kind of in a should I have this 16-year-old trying to distract a cat with me? Look.
I think Penelope just... Oh, what's she gonna do? She looks over and is like, I don't want to split up, but I trust your judgment.
All right. I think, Eric, maybe you should go with Engine, so you can help support us if needs be. If it comes to that, and also to protect Engine, right?
Okay, so I protect Engine.
While you sneak to the other side. And...
Sneak. You
Just-
sure?
Don't look at the chainmail. It has a moment of like,
I will say, though it also is of this chitinous material, Endrin also seems to be wearing some kind of scale mail. It's too obvious.
Great, love it. So sneaky. The sneakiest. Alright.
Perhaps I could distract Poffles alone.
I've read a
Don't-
book on sneaking once.
Buddy.
It was by Elm Rutherford Fudd. What is his name? Fudd. Elm Rutherford Fudd. Elmar Fudd.
Endrin looks fucking lost. I'm sorry, I've never heard of him.
God.
I understand that you have to like just be really really like quiet. Very very quiet were his words.
That's
Sounds
yes,
like a
that
wise
is
man.
that is what sneaking is.
You're getting a look from Endrin like, yes, that is sneaking. I may not know what a book is, but I know what sneaking is.
Yeah.
Very well done.
Yeah. Guthrie's like Guthrie has the patient mom look. I think okay, yes, honey. All right. Looks around. Yeah, I don't really feel like having 3-1 is a good idea. And if we can't sneak, that might be a problem. Perhaps then. No, Poffle. Don't roll.
And the tail's just flicking. Doesn't seem to be doing anything else. You can hear maybe a bell or something being.
Right. Maybe do an initial distraction. We all try to head the whatever way forward. If we end up catching the attention, we try to not all go in the same direction so that Puff will have to choose which direction to go, and then we can easily just go and back and flank.
Very clever. You'd make an excellent war chief.
Thank you, I'm an archaeologist.
And I am a librarian.
Okay. How close is
Roll.
this tail to us?
It's about halfway through the room. You're not too close right now, but you are
Okay.
gonna have to pass like either around in its line of vision, or like it is smack bang like in the middle of this section, a little bit just behind this counter. All you can see is tail right now.
I mean, I've done pretty good with beasts today. I could try and tame the creature if I just like jump on its back and then hold on until it submits.
I don't think that's how cats work. But perhaps if it comes to that, we can do that.
Okay.
All right. Let's maybe go on the other side. Try to head that way, and maybe right before we get to where line of sight would be, we will distract it. Probably by throwing something very far. Looks to Penelope.
Yes, I can do. What do you want me to throw?
Just kind of start looking through their pack.
I will say, if you are feeling particularly daring, you can see that strewn about this room there are a number of small toys. They are all a fair distance away from you, but I think there's a small like plush little fish toy about halfway between you and Puffle. That seems to be like one of those like feathers on a stick, like a bit further down the room.
Oh, hello. I Hildy shows up.
Puffle.
Our very own stream Poffles.
Stream Puffle.
The paws are killing me right now. Dad. Yeah. I think if we can get that, that might be good. Seems like it's one of his toys. But either way, we should probably start moving.
Alrighty. Do you lead the charge?
I guess I do.
Yeah, Endrin has been instructed that you are the leader, and Endrin's a very respectable boy. So yeah, so are you trying to go to the opposite side, or are you going just barreling through, or what was it?
I think we're going to go kind of like on the opposite sides.
Yeah, so go around.
Yeah, but we're going to try to hit that toy on the way over, kind of.
Okay, no
Yep.
worries.
I'm gonna try and get that fish.
You get
Fish.
fish?
Yep.
Alrighty. Everyone roll a stealth check for
I'm
me,
using an
please.
advantage.
I'm also gonna
Absolutely.
use an advantage.
I am probably
Thank-
also going to use.
I roll with
Oh.
disadvantage.
That's the 14 on that one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Puffle's sheet. I don't want to use that. Oh, I'm also using advantage, so straight roll. Alright, yeah, he's fine. But yeah, you are all able to sneak on through. Still, whether or not you choose to continue to ride the ants or just walk alongside them, they'll keep pace with you, and they follow your every whim and desire. You get about halfway through off to the side of this room, and you can see that I guess it would be like maybe 60 inches, like maybe about like 24 inches from you, 2 ruler lengths away from you. You're about an inch tall, so it's a little ways away, but you can go there in one of your movement speeds. You can see this fish. It's about as bigger than you, not by much, and it doesn't seem to be too heavy. It seems to be made of like this just like felt sort of material.
Penelope picks it up by the tail, and she's gonna, I forget what it is. It's not the shot put, but like she holds it out and spins.
Oh, hammer throw?
Yeah, she's gonna hammer throw this fucking fish toy.
Absolutely. Roll an athletics check for me, please.
24.
Oh,
Shrunk girlfriend.
You yeet this fish.
Yep.
I think it is an incredible feat of strength. This fish actually goes flying up onto the counter, and it didn't make too much noise while you were swinging it because of the force, but as it lands, there is like a small bell inside of it, so it just kind of jingles as it lands. And if you look back, you can just see the tip of the tail, and you see it stop moving, and then you see it disappear.
And Guthrie is like, and we're going.
No worries. Roll another stealth check for me, please. But this time
shit.
I'll give you advantage. I'll give you advantage because the cat is distracted. The sleep puffle is distracted.
Fuck.
Oh no. Oh my god, enter you, babe.
So that'll make this a flat roll for me then? Nice.
Yep.
Yes.
Nice.
That's sleight of hand.
That's sleight of hand.
It's
That
the
is sleight of hand.
same. It's the same thing and proficiency. So
Fair enough. I'm gonna be a kind GM and say that it is a group one, and over half of you succeeded. So, you see, as you are hustling, I think Guthrie, your ant starts kicking up a bit of a fuss. It starts getting nervous, and there's a small little clink of its armor as it starts getting nervous. But you manage to like comfort it as you keep going. You see as this large, very like even by cat standards quite large, like even by your size, if you were normal sized, you would look at this thing and be like, what a hecking chonker.
Yeah, I was gonna say, oh lord, he coming.
A large oh lordy coming, yeah, and boy he coming. Like jumps up onto the counter, and listen, this is not a graceful cat. It just kind of like sits there and just kind of scrambles a bit, but manages to get up. It's real fat, you know. It's like its stomach almost hits the counter.
Oh, buddy.
You can tell that this cat is very pampered. It is almost pure white, save for a couple little spots of grey on its face. You can see this color. It seems to be pink in color, and it's got a few like rhinestones stuck in it. And now you can clearly see the tag, which is the silver in the shape of a fish that does clearly say Puffle. Its eyes are like, one of them is blue, one of them is green, and the pupils are completely dilated as it's looking at this fish. And it just starts batting it around. And at the point where it bats it down off of the counter, and it looks at it and it stares at it for a while, and then it kind of like waddles over and carefully like jumps, falls down off the counter to follow it. But yeah, you are able to sneak past it, no problem. As you pass the counter, you can see it like on its back, like messing around with this fish.
Yeah, it's
And
like
you
the
are
and we're going, and we're
And we're
going,
going,
and we're going.
Endron looks incredibly impressed. Like, looking at Penelope, that was an incredible throw. Looking at Guthrie, you are very good on the battlefield. Looking at Eric, you exist.
He was there.
Who's there? His moral support. But you are able to get to the stairs, no problem, and you are able to get up these stairs, I'm gonna get you all to roll another strength check as just a single one, as these ants start. They actually go up onto the side wall and traverse these stairs.
Apparently, I tired myself out.
Oh no,
No, babe.
Bobby.
I yeeted that fish
Oh,
too
no,
hard, I
Andrin.
guess.
Endrin.
Andrin. Alrighty. Guthrie and Eric, you are able to hold on to these ants and like adjust yourself as you go sideways on the wall. Penelope, I think that hammer throw took a little bit more out of you than you expected, and Andred is still in a mindset of oddly impressed, and both of you start to slip. I'm gonna let you roll either whether you want to do acrobatics or athletics or anything to hoist yourself back up or be a little more elegant with it.
Can I help? Like, you know, like on top?
Yeah, absolutely. You can
Like,
like,
lend a
you
hand
can
down.
see this. Yeah, you can see this and you can help out if you wish. So Penelope, roll advantage.
Okay, I'm gonna use athletics. I'm gonna pull it together somehow.
No
A
worries.
16 with the advantage.
Endrin, buddy. Yeah, but Penelope, you are able to get back onto your dear sweet steed, Anthony. Endrin, however, is not so lucky, and you watch as Endrin falls down onto the stairs. It's not too high up, you are like kind of traversing just next to the stairs. He's gonna take a little bit of damage. It's just 7 points of damage. And I'm going to roll for Puffle, as that did make a in your ears it was a very loud crash and bang. If the camera cuts to a regular thing, it's like a pin drop. Like, however,
Like someone dropped a coin.
It's-
yeah, like someone dropped a coin or something.
That last fight at the finale of Ant-Man, where
Yeah,
when they
yeah,
zoom in,
exactly.
everything's super chaotic and loud, and they zoom out to the bedroom, and it's just like barely anything.
Exactly. Alrighty, I'm gonna roll perception for Puffle to see if they notice this. However, they do have disadvantage because this is a good fish. Oh, thank God for that.
Thank
God.
God. Whew.
There's a moment of silence as Endrin falls and like looks visibly embarrassed by this. So they let like this lapse of judgment happen. But there's a moment of silence as you all whip around and look, as you can just see like the head of this cat just poking out from behind the counter with this fish, and you just see it stop and its ears prick up. And then it goes back to the fish. And but yeah, Endrin's steed comes back down and looks a little concerned, and Endrin just doesn't want to talk about it as he goes back onto his ant, and you are all able to traverse up to the next floor. And you get up to the landing, and there seems to be a hallway of some descript. There is 2 doors that you can see so far. There's a few further down, but they just, you knowing layouts of houses, look like maybe storage closets or something, nothing too important. You can see 2 doors, and Endrin points to this one with a very ornate handle. Like, that one. There is a small gap in the door up towards where that handle is, but it's just too small for us to fit through it, but we don't really know how this works. You looking up, you can see that it is a keyhole. And yeah, if you wish to go to said keyhole, you may, with your ants. I will not make you roll again. You have done enough strength rolls to stay on your ants. What would you like to try and do? There is also another door that also has another keyhole as well. But
I mean, we could get up to the keyhole and just crawl through. I have a rope.
you could certainly try it. looking at it even from this distance, you can tell that there's a very real possibility of someone getting stuck in it. It is quite a small keyhole, quite like a very thin key to it by the looks of it.
I'm guessing there's not much of a gap under the door.
You can check it. I mean, you can absolutely try. There isn't that much of one. Again, similar thing. You can try it, but there is a very real possibility of getting stuck. You'd have to roll. You have to roll for it.
Is there a gap between the door frame and the door, like where you could kind of see where that lock is?
So
Because
like
they're so small.
So like just that section just between the door frame and the door, and
Where you would be able to see like the sliver of the bar. That's the lock.
Yes, you can. If you go up there and look at, you can see the lock just firmly in place. And even if you peer into the lock, you can actually see the workings of it. Like if you peer your head into the lock, that you can reach your arms in and do stuff.
Yeah, Guthrie doesn't know how to do that. Guthrie has lightning and thunder spells.
Whee!
Yeah, I think if they get up to there, their idea is to just, because how locks work tends to be, is that there tends to be like a insert where that bar goes into in the door frame.
Mhm.
Wants to blast that with a spell.
Go absolutely hog wild, my dude.
What do I want to do? Well, actually, if I can see that metal bar, I would like to. I would like to cast Shatter on it.
Absolutely. I'm not gonna do a con save for a lock. Roll damage for me.
Okay. Con save. Only 8.
Alrighty. Yeah, anyone down the ground hears this as well as this very loud, like, it's just, you describe it. What does a shadow spell like sound like, and what's it look like?
I think like Guthrie had like their hands somewhat between that gap to kind of like pinpoint right to the bar. And I think there is that kind of initial like almost like a muffled like thunderous noise, but it's really the afterwards that comes from the metal taking damage to it.
Fantastic. Yeah, you watch as this metal mostly shatters. There's still a small section of it that is intact and the door is still locked. However, you have done enough damage to this thing that it would be quite easy to just either break that or even just pull like one of the things within the lock. So you've gotten most of the way. You think a swift little kick to the inner workings of this would probably do the trick.
All right. Oh, we'll probably lean. Probably look down to the others. Just requires a little bit of a kick now. Should be weak enough.
I can do that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Andrew looks to Penelope. He's like, "You've proven yourself to be quite strong. Would you like to do the honors?"
I can help. I know you were feeling tired, Penelope.
I think I'm okay, but thank you.
I mean, I'm gonna help.
Yeah, if
Okay.
Eric insists, you have roll an advantage.
I want to
A
be
begrudging advantage of like, oh god, why is this kid like hovering around me, but it's still helping nonetheless.
Okay. You just want me to make a strength check?
Yeah, just strength check or athletics. Or...
Okay, I'll do athletics then.
No worries, with advantage. Didn't need it.
21.
But yeah, you just come in and you look down, like peek your head into this this lock, and you can see just a mess of shattered metal. But you see what the one that is still intact, and you just grab it and just yeah, there is a clink as the section of the lock that was still in the door just kind of falls a bit loose, and you get the sense that the handle on this door is probably not working too well. So this lock was the only thing that's really keeping it closed. so it just swings open, just ever so slightly, and there's enough space for you to go through. And there's that same small applause from Endrin, like, who is still on the ground as he walks on through. It is dear Ant. Do you all head into what you assume is the bedroom?
Right.
Absolutely. No worries. Yeah, as you enter this room, you are hit with the scent of like lavender and sage and a bunch of other things. You can see, like, in one section there seems to be one of these like scented oil things next to this huge, unreasonably huge canopy bed, and this whole space just screams of like just unreasonable luxury of just this wizard has clearly seen stuff and like, I like that, I'm gonna buy it. There is no rhyme or reason to the aesthetics of this room. It's just a lot of nice things piled into one space. And you can see that there is a study section off to the side a little bit, not in a separate room, but and on this there's a desk there which has this very, very ornately carved chair sitting at it. And on this desk, you can see it looks like a lantern. It looks like a lantern. You can't see inside of it. It has this frosted glass, but you can see that there seems to be a small light inside of it that seems to be darting around a bit, and you can hear the small tink tink of something in there, just upset about the fact that it's in there. But what catches your attention more than that is coiled around this lantern are two very large snakes. One of them is pitch black and the other one is white. And it's very hard to tell as snakes' eyes don't close, but from their breathing and from the way that they're kind of over the top of each other, they seem to be sleeping. But they are both coiled around this lantern of sorts. What would you like to do?
Okay, so I think at all costs we need to keep the lantern on.
Endrin looks at you and says, well, this is the room that Princess Alandra is meant to be in. Unfortunately, we don't have much of a what's the word? Of a exact location. However, her being royalty does give off a glow, so kind of looks at the lantern.
Yeah, Penelope, she's like, it seems obvious to her.
Yeah. Like, well,
Problem is, if that does the glow also provide heat?
you don't know from here. You don't know from here, and Endrin says like, not that much of one, no, but it's
Okay. I've read a little bit about snakes and things. They like to sleep under hot rocks and lamps and things. We take away the hot thing, they might be angry snakes.
I mean, what should we do? Another distraction? Perhaps.
I'm not distracting a snake, not of this size, damn. Cats are one thing, but snakes, no.
Oh, what other choice do we have? Perhaps we could sneak her out. Replace it with another heat source, perhaps.
Yeah.
I know that she is able to produce heat, but it's not a constant thing. But to be fair, Endrin looks at the lantern and how the light is moving. It's like she is probably quite irritated by now.
I can produce heat.
Well, we can't just swap you for the princess, Penelope.
No, I mean, like, as a distraction, maybe.
Well, if the princess in the lamp is losing her wick, maybe we can, like, change it for another one. Like, I've got torches and a nice, like, I've got a bunch of priest stuff in here. I don't know why.
Don't libraries just give those to you?
Well, I don't know, like, there's a lot of stuff that has a lot of fire here, like, you know, there's candles and, like, a censer which does smoke and stuff, and incense, and...
Your complimentary priest pack, as everyone is wont to get when they become a librarian.
I think it's mostly for this alms box, which just says protect your library on it.
Oh, buddy.
I mean, snakes are animals. We could try and talk to them.
You get an odd look from Endrin, but he is like, well, you've proven to be quite adept with creatures so far.
I can remember vague things. Does anyone actually know things about snakes? What I've said might not even be true!
Call a nature check for me. Now it's like, wait, shit, what do I know about snakes? Yeah, you know that they like heat. They are probably coiled around this lantern because it is giving off some kind of heat. Looking at this snake, at both of these snakes, you can tell that they are both pythons. They have the little puppy dog faces and the little, like, ooey face. And you can tell without a doubt that they are sleeping currently, just by their breathing. However, you do know that even while sleeping, their tongues constantly flicking in and out. They do not need to see you to know that you're there because they have heat sense, and they'll be able to sense. They are very sensitive to heat, and they'll be able to sense a change in it pretty quickly. So if you were to do this and switch the heat over, you would have to do so with a lot of dexterity. You are muted. You seem to be muted. Your mouth is moving, but I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, I convey that to my party. But like, I say the same words, but with a lot more in there.
Very valid.
Well, they're not inherently dangerous. Perhaps a little more to us at this size, but... all right. I don't see why talking to it would be a bad first start. It would be a good way to just at least see if they're open to the possibility of moving of their own volition without escalating to violence.
Hey. That means waking them up, though.
Right.
Alright, so you do, I guess, traverse up the leg of this chair, then towards the desk and approach these snakes.
I guess just getting closer to the lamp.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, as you, Endrin follows whatever you're doing, you go up the legs of this desk, which are very, very smooth, very ornately carved, of this ebony wood. And it's a bit of a task traversing this desk. It is a bit of a mess. There are some very fine quills and ink pens, like ink pots, and wax seals, and just it's a mess of stuff. All very nice, but none of it having a particular aesthetic linking them all together, except for the fact that they look expensive. But you are able to approach these two snakes. Looking at them, you'd sense that they are about the size of maybe like a regular like children's python, one snake, but to you right now they look immense, as they are curled like around each other. And like the white one's head is laying on top of the black one, and they're just both like lazily just wrapped around this lantern, which it's very muffled, but you can hear voices, some descript from inside of it, but so you can't make any details. It seems like the glass on this lantern is quite thick, and you can see on the lantern itself there seems to be, at the top, a latch of some kind, which may swing open a door to change the light. However, these snakes are quite tightly wrapped around that, so if you were to try and do that, you wouldn't have. Unless you were buff like Penelope, you might be able to shift the snake's coil around it. But these snakes are chilling.
Actually, how far from where we're standing now? How far up is that lantern?
It's a desk lantern. It's a desk. It's on the desk. It's
Oh,
not.
okay,
It's
good.
not like it's not hanging from anything.
Cool. Let me just see if I can do something real quick. Okay. I turned to the others go, I could cast levitate on something here.
How high would they levitate?
The equivalent of whatever 20 feet is, I think.
I don't know how to translate that. I guess I'll double it to 40 inches, I suppose.
Yeah, there's
I
like
didn't think this through.
Yeah, up to 20 feet.
Yeah, I'll just say you can. Whatever you wish to do, you can
Yeah,
do it.
our equivalent of while we're down
Yeah.
here of 20
Yeah,
feet.
I'm gonna say whatever you want to do. Like,
About 6 foot tall, so it's about 4 of me.
yeah, not right now.
So I can do that. I don't know if that would help.
If you do that, I think you'd have to levitate the lantern, right? Because you can't levitate both snakes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't suppose your queen can, like, fly or anything, can she?
Not from in there. She does have wings, but she is very young. She hasn't quite gotten the hang of it yet. It's generally a coming of age thing.
Well, if we can get me in there, I know how to do the coming of age ceremony. I'm looking forward to my own.
Buddy.
Do you have the right to do that? If you haven't, I'm not going to argue.
I mean,
your
I know the
customs.
rights. Whether it's right or not is up to you. I don't know.
Not going to argue with your customs. If it gets our princess out, it gets our princess out.
I think we need to move the snakes so we can open it, and that's really if they cooperate.
Okay, so do we just want to go and, like, talk to them then?
Do you want to
I
try and talk to them?
guess I suppose, and I suppose one way of waking them up would be moving that out of the way.
Don't you think that
Or
might be
just-
a little presumptuous of us? It's sort of
It
like,
would be.
like,
I
whenever,
don't know if
whenever,
there's any polite way.
I mean,
The
well,
white snake yawns, like this huge yawn, and you can see these like fangs, like and it kind of like a jaw back into place.
whenever my
Obviously.
mom makes me dinner, she's like, hey, do you want sauce? Before I get to say anything, and I find that really annoying, and I think it'd sort of be the same if we lifted the glass. Like,
All right, then perhaps we should find another way of waking them up. Perhaps just waking them up.
I know, I could try and talk to them. I'll just go up and just start, like, yelling.
I just had an idea. I just had an idea out of character, but if you levitate me, I can go to the lantern, hopefully I can open it. We can get the princess out, and I can throw my like 4 torches or whatever's in my backpack lit in the lantern.
I will say, it looks like the way to open this lantern is a latch on the side, a door that swings out. I'm not going to say that you can't do it, but it may involve possibly disturbing the snakes a little bit, so you have to be careful. So it's definitely an opportunity, but it's not a top lid.
Okay.
Is there like a wick in there? Is it an actual working lamp, or is it like a firefly lamp?
It's like a frosted glass. You can't really see into it, but the way it's styled, the way it's done, it looks like it may have been a wick lamp at one point, but you can't tell. Inside, maybe it's been edited to house something, or.
If we want to try and sneak this, maybe I could combine your 4 torches with my sensor, my candles, and my flasks of oil, and we could make like an incendiary device that should burn for a little while in the lamp.
I thought you were gonna burn the snakes for a second, then I'm like, no! Don't burn my snakes!
No, we're trying our best to be nice to the snakes.
That's so good. Anyone watching, like people watching now, I did have a disclaimer at the beginning that no animals will be harmed by in the making of this.
I'll burn them. They won't be harmed.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I'm down for. I think that could work. Levitate you, and then I can use Mage Hand to kind of help push you that way. Because levitate only just lifts you up vertically. It doesn't do anything else. So.
Okay, I'm gonna take all of this stuff. I'm gonna like strap all the torches and candles to the sensor, and like it's on a chain, so you can whirl it if you like. I'm gonna take my blanket, soak it heavily in oil before attaching the oil flasks to the thing. Be like, okay, when you light this, you're on a time limit.
Yeah, Andrew is watching in awe as you just pull out these tiny versions of items that he hasn't really seen before, or he has in giant form. It's wild. So he's just watching. He does have his hand on his warhammer, just in case. It's like, sounds as good a plan as any. To be honest, none of us have gotten this far yet.
I think it's our best shot.
And if it doesn't work out, I'm sure we'll quickly figure out a plan B.
Make time.
Yeah.
Penelope just like grabs the hilt of the sword on her back. This is always plan B.
I know, honey. Yeah. And Guthrie will cast Levitate. They can innately do that because they're an air genasi.
Ah, a legend. We have to stand. Yeah, so you're casting on Penelope?
Yep.
Yeah, Penelope, you feel like this kind of lightness in your body and this a bit of a lurch in your stomach as you suddenly start raising up off the ground.
Okay. I would imagine that Penelope's really close to Guthrie when that happens. And as Penelope's feet start to lift up off the floor, she leans in and is just like, kiss for luck.
Yeah. Eric turns around bright red.
Yeah. Guthrie will kiss her and then just kind of do a very gentle boop to start moving in that direction. Technically, I can use my action to move the target, but it's up or down, so I'm just gonna use my mage hand.
Yeah. Also, it is very funny to see like just bop Penelope around the place.
Yeah. So you just see. Yeah, you just see the mage hand will very gently boop.
Yeah. No worries.
Penelope over.
Penelope, you are gently booped towards the lantern, and you can see this latch. You can see the snakes, these glistening scales, just kind of shift a little bit in their sleep.
I will be quiet and try not to move a whole lot because I'm holding the thing that was constructed, and I'm not gonna light it until I'm like sure that this is the time to light it.
No worries. Alrighty. I'll say that you can, because you're floating, you can float over there, no problem. However, once you get to that latch, opening it is going to be a chore. you can watch and you can see that these snakes shift every so often, and you think that you might be able to find an opening where there's enough of a gap for you to open this door. I'll get you to roll a stealth check for me, please. And I'm going to roll some perception.
An 8.
Oh
Oh
no.
boy, hey, I'm rolling perception against it, so you never know.
I am glad I didn't spend my last advantage though, because that would have only been a 10.
Alrighty. The black snake does not falter at all. It's fucking fast asleep. It's very unnerving because its eyes are still wide open, but they're clearly not focused. However, the white snake on top of it, as you move this thing, this snake moves in your way, and you accidentally budge it. And also, in addition to that, the voice from inside this lantern, wasn't aware that you were there, also comes through in full force, and you can hear just the rantings, angry, frustrated rantings of what sounds to be maybe like an 8-year-old girl, just hitting against the walls of this lantern and just yelling and very frustrated. The black snake is out, but the white one kind of shifts, gives it a little shake, yawns again, and adjusts its jaw. And then it starts to move and shift up and rear up as it seems to come into consciousness. What would you like to do as this snake hasn't quite noticed you yet, but is definitely out of its stupor with a combination of being moved and the noise now?
Okay. Let's see. What's the best order of operations for what I want to do?
Jeffrey, should I go and distract the snake?
Let's just see if yeah, I guess I just might want to distract it. Don't really want to send the 16-year-old by himself to distract it.
I feel like I should.
We can distract it together, maybe.
Yeah, the snake rears back and starts to uncoil, and as it does so, the black one underneath it shifts a little bit as well.
Oh, they're both getting up.
As soon as the white snake uncoils enough that I can start opening the thing, I want to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it. You open this thing. I think they've uncoiled enough for you to open it, almost definitely enough for you to get in there. And you look inside and you can see this very young girl, about maybe 8 or 9. 8 or 9 years old, very very pale blonde hair that falls in ringlets, and they've got these 2 wings that seem a bit too small for them at the moment. They are currently fluttering and not quite able to get this girl off the floor.
Is the bottom flat enough where she can get to the door now that it's open? Now that I've opened the latch door?
Is a bit of a there's a bit of a ledge. You'd probably have to hoist her up. She hasn't quite noticed you yet. She's still yelling.
Okay,
very annoyed.
So I'm gonna say, so I've got the bundle of stuff in one arm. I pull open the door and I lean in and reach down and I'm like, "We're here to rescue you."
You see this child whip around, and she's like, "Finally, God, I've been here for days!" And she goes over and grabs your hand. Meanwhile, outside, these 2 snakes, you can see as their eyes come into focus, and while the black one is still shaking itself out of its stupor, the white one flicks its tongue out and realizes that there are other scents here, and just looks down, and then the head turns and you can see this light gray eye with a slit pupil level with you, Eric. It just kind of looks you up and down.
Oh right. I mean, Guthrie's right next to it too, so it's just kind of like, hello, snake friends.
And the snake looks at you and then rears up and turns its head and sees Penelope hoisting this young princess out. And this snake rears back and what looks like it's about to like maybe strike again. And then you hear it say, "Oh my god, finally! She's been driving me up the wall for days."
Is Penelope the only one who hears this?
No, this is
Oh,
everyone.
it's speaking common.
It's speaking common.
Oh, fun. All right.
The other snake just kind of looks up, just like, wait, oh my god, have they get it? And looks up, like not even look, just kind of like tilts their head like to the side, so one of their eyes is facing up, and they can see Penelope. Penelope, you look down and you just see this like bright green eye like staring up at you, and they're just like, they haven't even moved, but they're still like, I guess the snake equivalent of lying down on their side. It's just like, please take her. Please, I'm begging.
Oh, okay, yeah, we can. And she's just like, yoink, let's go.
Yeah, the white snake just looks at the group of you and is like, well, I guess she's with you. I don't think Master knew what was going on. I think they thought that she was just a firefly, but I've never heard a firefly talk that much. And then the other snake is like, I know, right? And they just start like gossiping among each other. And they both rear up and look at you. And the white one says like, hi, my name's Mish. And the other's like, I'm Mash. And they both speak in unison as they say, it's like, please take this girl off our hands. And then look at each other like, wait, we don't have hands. Oh, never mind. It's instead.
God, I love them. Love them so much. Yeah.
Yeah. I just we'll take her away, and I brought a gift for you, and she does and she lights a thing and shoves it in the thing, and she's just like, here you go, have warmth, and yeah, we'll go.
Yeah, the black snake is like, thank you for giving us the only good thing that this girl is good for. And like, Enteran's kind of like a little offended, but also like understands that he knows that this girl's a bit of a brat. So Enteran holds out his hand for Princess I can't remember what I named her. It's like Alondra, Princess Alondra, and Alondra stomps her foot and gives Enteran this withering look of, you took too long, or what were you doing? And she looks at the party and it's like, I demand that we get some kind of revenge. I've been stayed here. I've been locked up for days. And just storms off and like gets on the back of what she recognizes to be Enteran's aunt. And the snakes just kind of look at each other, and Mish and Mash look at you, and just like on their snaky faces, they can see an extent of like, we've been dealing with this for the days. Please just take her. Oh my goodness.
I think Guthrie will just like hesitantly reach out and just like reassuringly pat whichever snake is closest to them.
It'd be Mish, the white one.
Yeah, Mish just kind of like,
yeah.
We have this now. Thank you for being very polite, and we apologize for disturbing your sleep.
Mash yawns, that black one yawns, and Mish just gives the equivalent of a snaky shrug. And so Master ordered it, so we had to do it. But listen, I'm not gonna tell him that you guys took her. I'm just gonna say we lost her. I mean, they are a fickle thing. Listen, I don't even think he knew. Listen, I think he thought that she was a firefly or something. We can just say that the firefly died. It's fine. And then Mash like flicks their tail. It's just like, please, just obviously wanting to sleep more. As they have coiled themselves back around this lantern.
Don't let us interrupt your rest. We'll be going now. Bye. Like Eric's already on his aunt.
Look good. Mish wraps themselves around this lantern again and just kind of waves lazily with their tail. And it's like, bye, gangly teenager. It's nice meeting you. And it's just like you can see the eye just go out of focus again. They're probably gonna wake up tomorrow, like wake up whenever they wake up and be like, was that real? Was that a dream? I don't know. Well, they're out of it. They're done. But yeah, you now have the princess who is currently sitting on the back of Endrin's aunt, arms crossed, like cheeks puffed out, clearly very, very, very annoyed. And Endrin has this just resigned sigh of, never. Well, that's the job. Well done. Thank you very much.
Right, now to go back. And hopefully Parfles is too distracted to notice anything.
Yeah, you are able to get back on your ants, no problem, and go through this room. You go back down the stairs, and Dear Sweet Puffle is still playing. No, actually, they're not still playing. They are fast asleep. They are fine. They have played with their. You notice that the food bowl is currently empty. They seem to have gotten tired of playing, had a quick snack, and then just passed the fuck out, which is honestly very valid. And you are able to go past Endrin. You look behind you, and Endrin has a physical hand over Princess Alandra's mouth to stop her from talking as you creep past this cat. But you head back down into these barracks, this makeshift camp, and Endrin addresses you. Eric, you'll be pleased to know that all the papers are gone, save for the maps, which upon seeing the princess come back, the two guards that you have enlightened now see that the maps are no longer needed, so they carefully start packing those up as well. And Endrin looks to the party and be like, words cannot describe our gratitude. The queen was getting very worried, and we will be out of your hair and the master of this home's hair very soon. What of you? What's going to happen to you? This is not your natural form. You are not meant to be on our level.
Well, we're supposed to turn back in a few hours. So, we should probably not be in this space and go back, and eventually we'll go back to our big folks form.
Very wise. Well, the quickest exit would be the one that you came in from. If you need a guide, I'm happy to show you. But all the best, and Endrin holds out her hands to you to bid farewell.
Well, this was actually surprisingly nice.
Endrin nods.
I don't know. I expected, termites or something. This was much more pleasant than that.
Yeah, no one got eaten. I was expecting that.
Trust me when I say that I am very much grateful that no one got eaten myself. But I think it would be best if we were to be gone by the time this master of the house gets back. And bid you farewell. Should you ever find yourselves in the forest outside of here, just keep an eye out. Perhaps we'll be nearby. And you see them start packing up these barracks, and they do so quite swiftly. And you can hear outside. There seem to be commotion outside as well. You guess that there's another room from this barracks that lead just to the outside, like the outside of this with the tower, just to the stone exposed, and you can hear just these heavy wing beats, of which might be their ride out. And Endrin gives a deep bow to all of you. It's like, you are all very adept. It was a pleasure working alongside you. Thank you very much. And Princess Alandra is very impatient. She's gone. She wants to go. She's not given you any pleasantries or any thank you, and just like, don't mind her. She's just young.
Oh, yeah, kids, right?
You get a nod. Remember, you get the sense that Endrin might usually be the one in charge of taking care of the princess, and is just very used to what she's like. You've been trying to teach her better, but she's privileged, man. And yeah, you are able to exit the same way that you came into this hole in the wall. You get down. You see, as you enter the library again, you see. Oh no, you're gonna hate this. You see, Gilbert the rat currently chewing on one of the books on the ground.
No! I don't know, I cast something at it!
Once Gilbert notices you all, it stands to attention and helps you all back down. And before long, the spell wears off. A little bit before the wizard gets back, and he is overjoyed by the fact that you seem to have procured like the scraps of book. If you want to try and fix that.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely fixing it. I'm getting down there. I've got bleachers, I've got like pigments to try and match the color of the original thing. I'm gluing them together. I've got ink to fill in gaps
baby.
between the letters.
Oh, baby.
I'm being painstaking with this.
Yeah, he gives you the sum of 750 gold for you to split between the three of you, and which is unreasonable for a pest control job. But now that you know that you get the sense that maybe this was kind of an experiment of his as well. He kind of wanted to test a spell out, but he's not an honest man. But
I produce my arms box which says protect your library and shake it at my party members, hopefully.
Oh, funny.
Libraries need funding to keep going, you know. These book repair tools aren't free.
Penelope definitely put some of their share in the alms box.
Oh, bless you.
Make sure the books have a good home in the book house.
Yeah, Guthrie will do the same thing. And kind of look at the wizard and go, maybe next time that you're catching fireflies, you'd be a little careful to make sure you're catching fireflies.
gives you a very odd look of like, I have no idea what you're talking about, but he just nods sagely. Like, I will keep that in mind, thank you. Anyway, I have much to work on. Tally ho. And opens the door and pretty much just shoves you out.
Yeah.
Penelope's really eager to be back outside after their normal size came back, because it's probably kind of cramped in there for her.
Oh yeah, it's a pretty cozy area. But yeah, a job well done. You can see off to the side, you look as there seems to be a semi-unnatural swarm of these very large iridescent green beetles just going off into the direction of a forest nearby. And yeah, you have your coin. You have a job well done.
Yeah.
And,
I think Guthrie will look over to Tarek. No, actually, is your library close to here?
Well, quite close. I mean, I took the bus with my student pass to get here, so it's not like too far.
Buddy.
There are buses in this world as canon.
Yeah, one of those stagecoaches, you know.
Well,
Which is a funny joke in England, because the biggest bus company is called Stagecoach, but I just realised it's probably not anywhere else, so never mind.
Yeah. It's like, well, Penelope, maybe we should go visit, see where the donations will be going to this book house.
Okay.
Oh my god, this is gonna be great.
Yeah, and all of you walk towards the nearest stagecoach stop and hail the next public transport that stops by. We don't even know if it's official, and you are able to head towards this library. And I think that's where we'll end this session, as you're all seen on this stagecoach going off into the distance as you pass this forest. Where you
Avery.
assume your new friends have gone through.
Avery, what a fantastic one shot. That's 2 for 2. That was brilliant. I had so much fun.
I'm glad.
Well, we're right up to time. So let's go round and talk about our favorite parts where we can find each other and do a nice quick wrap. We'll start with Kiana.
Oh man, this was a lot of fun. What a lovely way to come back over here on the channel. Hopefully there'll be more of that in the next upcoming year when I do not no longer have my ban on more shows. So I'll try. Maybe you'll see more of my face around. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. Thank you, Avery, for DMing. So much fun. And of course, just always so much fun to play with Scrat and with Mal. We're all so cute this episode. So cute. Adorable. Love it. But yeah, until next time, y'all can find me over on Twitter at KinaS, best way to go and doing all of the internet, doing social for playing things, streaming, writing, sharing the void, all that fun stuff. Yeah. Am I missing anything?
Yeah, I think you got all the things. I think you got all the things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mal!
Oh, so I thought you said wow for a second. Sorry.
I thought you were doing the 80s thing. You know, like, oh, I didn't see.
I'm Mal Hidale. You can. I'll only talk about what's my next. You can find me tomorrow on Dreadful Beats of DJ Strahd over on Matev7's channel, where I play the probably evil Power Ranger of the group. Otherwise, you can find me here a couple times a week. I've got a pinned tweet. Yeah, that's cool. I think that's all I'll say.
Fantastic. I completely missed the Twitch handle there, but go and check that out, everyone. And last but most certainly not... Well, actually, my favorite part of today has to be the cat. I'm a sucker for cats. Poffles. I mean, don't get me wrong, the snakes are great too, but like, all of the NPCs, thank you. Avery, let's go to you.
Hello, I'm glad you enjoyed my ridiculous NPCs, which are 90% animals, so... But yeah, I am Avery. I go by Mapbot Online. I'm an artist and cosplayer. I have my commission's currently open still. If you want a Christmas gift for anybody, now probably the best time to get in for that. I got a pinned tweet that says that has my commission info. I'm also found here on it's Thursday evenings, right? It's Thursday, Friday mornings for me. Time zones. Playing D&D 5e with Dear Sweet Scrat, DN by Bree, where we play Three Hells and Back, where I play Dear Sweet Thistle, who is a paladin who's very good at hitting things. I am also on Off the Table with Mal, playing Dark Side of the Blue set in Kiana's world that was played on this channel like a while back, which is my first ever like streamed game proper. Which, where I play Milan, who is my monster girl, which everyone.
My sweet monster daughter.
Monster daughter. And I will also be on Tales from the Grim this coming Monday night, playing Bad Moon Rising. We are playing the season 2 finale with Dear Sweet Kiana. And I don't know who's gonna die. I am not gonna lie, I struggled with planning this one shot because I was too busy stressing over what was gonna happen in that finale. Because I am terrified.
Yeah. And next week's penultimate week here on the Academy as well, so Three Hells and Back might get interesting as well. Just if you were thinking you might get to relax anytime.
Oh,
anyway!
I've never relaxed in my life.
I believe it. I saw you through con season. Damn. Okay. We're gonna go. I've put 20 minutes on the clock. We'll be back in 20 minutes with the Unusual Suspects, DM'd by Mage Hand Press. Justin, who is already in chat. There's the tweet for the next stream. I've already said it's live. It's a slight lie, but you guys can go and find out. Yeah, we'll be back soon. So keep the commercials. Everyone, we'll be back in a minute. Oh, yeah, I'll say some more stuff when I've gone. Bye. Oh, hey everyone. So, in addition to the tweet ready for next stream, please also check out the following things. Please check out our social links. There you can find our Discord, Twitter, and YouTube. You can go and catch up. You can go and be part of the community, and you can get a game. If you would like to participate in one of these games, not necessarily one of the weekend games, but if you would like to participate in one of the viewer games that we hold in the week, as of November 18th, we'll be starting having 5 viewer games a week, so there'll be a lot more spaces. Also check out our sponsors, Mage Hand Press. This artwork is from their official art. They make third-party content for 5e, including the game we're about to play, which is Dark Matter. You can also check out Argo 37, which happens on Thursdays at 1 p.m. Also check out the Deck of Many. The Deck of Many, they create the Deck of Many Things, which you probably know, and also the Deck of Many animated things and all sorts of other fun things. So go and check those out too. Yeah. Catch you soon, everyone. Okay, chat, we're just going to quickly go offline, then come back online to break up the streams for the VODs. See you in a second.